My parents were furious when they learned we bought a new house and called us selfish, so my husband threw them out. But what they said next changed everything. My parents always treated me like the family maid while my sister got everything. Growing up, I'd scrub floors while she watched TV. I'd cook dinner while she got her nails done. When I complained, my mom would say I was being dramatic. I left at 18 and never looked back. I met my husband in college. He saw how my family treated me and couldn't believe it. When I told my parents we were getting engaged at 23, they threatened to disown me. They said he wasn't good enough, that I was making a mistake. We got married anyway with just his family there. They moved overseas about 10 years ago. And honestly, our relationship only works with an ocean between us. We FaceTime sometimes, but it's always tense. When they visit, my husband gets treated like the help too, while my sister lounges around like royalty. Last month, my husband and I finally bought our dream house. 3 bedrooms, a huge backyard, everything we wanted to start a family. We were over the moon, but we kept it quiet from my parents because they're renting a storage unit not far from us. And I knew exactly what would happen if they found out. See, my parents have been storing furniture and boxes of junk for years, paying monthly fees. As far as they knew, we just moved to a small apartment closer to my husband's work. I wasn't about to let them turn our first home into their personal warehouse. Yesterday afternoon, I was having coffee at home when my childhood friend Dolly knocked on the door. Behind her were my parents, grinning like they pulled off the surprise of the century. Dolly had run into them at the grocery store and thought it would be sweet to bring them along. The moment they walked in and saw our spacious living room, the vaulted ceilings, the hardwood floors, my mom's smile vanished. She looked around slowly, her face getting redder by the second. Then she exploded. She screamed about how selfish we were, how we had all this space and never offered to help them with storage. She yelled about how our relationship had been so good lately. So why would I lie to her? She said I was ungrateful and secretive, just like I'd always been. I just stood there, frozen. Dolly looked horrified and tried to apologize, but my mom kept going. She said they were hurt, that family helps family, that I clearly didn't care about them at all. That's when my husband came home from work. He walked in, saw my mom gesturing wildly, saw my face, and his expression hardened. He set down his briefcase and said firmly, "Stop making a scene under my roof." My dad, who'd been quiet until then, stood up. His face went bright red. "Under your roof?" He practically spat the words. "You mean the roof my money helped pay for?" The room went dead silent. I felt my stomach drop. I turned slowly to face my parents. "What money?" My mom's angry expression shifted into something smug, almost satisfied. She crossed her arms. "We've been sending your sister $2,000 every month for the last 10 years to help you both out. We assumed she was splitting it with you like we asked." My husband's jaw actually dropped. I couldn't breathe. 10 years. $2,000 a month. That's $240,000. My sister bought a lake house last year. She went on a European vacation. She drives a brand new BMW. And I'm standing here in my first home that we scraped and saved for, learning she's been pocketing money meant for both of us. My hands were shaking as I pulled out my phone and called my sister on speaker. She answered cheerfully. "Hey, what's up? Did mom and dad give you money for me?" My voice was barely steady. Long, horrible silence. Then quietly, "They said it was for both of us to use however we needed. So you used it all on yourself?" Another pause. "I figured you were doing fine without it." My mom's smug expression was cracking. She was starting to realize what she'd just exposed. My dad looked between me and my husband, his face pale now. I hung up on my sister. The room was so quiet, I could hear my own heartbeat. My husband walked to the front door and opened it wide. His voice was ice cold. "Get out of our house. The house we bought with our own money. Don't come back." My mom tried to sputter something about family, about misunderstandings, but my husband just stood there holding the door. My dad grabbed her arm and pulled her toward the exit. As they left, my mom turned back one last time. "You're going to regret this." My husband closed the door in her face. We stood there in silence for a moment, then he pulled me into a hug. Dolly was crying in the corner. "I'm so sorry. I had no idea. Neither did I. But now I do."